I'm going to explain how to use the Explain Everything app on the iPad. So you can make educational podcasts, tutorials, or you can just mess around. So when you go into the Explain Everything app, you're going to open up a page here that has a big plus sign at the top. You're going to click on that and it'll start a new project. It'll ask you what color template you want to select. I'm going to select the black one right here, and then you'll go on to the next page. If you want to make new slides, you just hit this button right here with the plus sign on the page. That'll make new slides, and as you can see I have a bunch on here. And to go to a new slide and work with a new slide, you just hit that arrow down there and that sends you to the next slide. If you want to delete those slides, it's pretty simple too. You just hold down the slide button down here and these will come up and it'll give you the option with the red X, and to delete it, you'll just hit that red X. And with the red X also, there's a red X on the side. If you ever make something, like let's say I'm going to make an arrow, and I don't want it on there, then I would hold down, I would press the red X and I would hold that down. The arrow starts to shake and then you press the red X and it goes away. So the first page you come to here, you're just going to have a blank project, and I'm just going to walk through the features here on the left hand side. Everything's real easy to use. If you hold it down, it gives you more options for the most part. Right here in the left, the highlighted pen, obviously it's going to allow you to draw. This is just with my finger right now, but you can use a stylus or whatever, and you can get better as you work through this. And whatever you draw on here as you're recording will record for your audience. As you see here, this will give you different widths that you can select from, and if I want a different color, then I can press down here in this area, like I just hit the blue, and now I have a new color. So you can adjust your colors, you can adjust your widths, and if you want to get rid of anything, there's an eraser button right there where you can erase what you just did, or you can use the undo button right there. And you can see here if I hold that button down, like I said, if you hold the button down, it usually gives you more options. You can select from colors and you can really customize your color pretty easily. The next button below the pen is a button that allows you to bring in your own shapes. You can see you can do arrows and stars and lines and squares and circles, and there's different choices for those. And again, if you want to adjust the color of something, that's very simple too. You just hit those boxes below. So I can press those and I can bring in an arrow, and I can make that arrow different sizes, and then once I've chosen where I want that arrow to go, and then I can move it around, and you can see as you're giving a presentation you can make that arrow do different things. So you can point to different words, you can make it bigger or smaller, and if you have the record button down, anything you do will be recorded as well. The next button is the text button. You can see it's that A right there. Again, if you hold it down, it'll give you a variety of texts, it'll give you a variety of fonts, it'll give you font sizes, you'll put borders around your text. It's a really simple thing to use. You just type it in, a keyboard gets pulled up, and you can type in whatever you'd like. You can also change the color. That's really simple. Again, all you do is just hold down one of those color boxes down there and it'll change the color of your font. If you want to bring in existing work, then you just hit this plus button with what looks like a paper to bring in existing photos or videos. Obviously it's right there. You can bring in files, you can bring up your own websites and walk through a website, do a tutorial on how to use a website. You can take new pictures, and you can also put yourself in video. I haven't played around a lot with this video function, but again, you hit the new video and a video will appear, and you can resize it just by pinching the video, and you can make it bigger or smaller, you can place it in text. But I haven't played around too much with it yet, so I can't tell you a whole lot about that except for that you can add in new video. This tool here allows you to call people's attention to different objects in your vodcast or your tutorial. You can choose from a variety of options if you just hold that button down. and as you can see, you have a variety of arrows and a mouse button, and also laser pointers, which you can use, which the kids kind of like using when they do their presentations. So that's a nice little tool, especially for tutorials where you can really get people to understand step-by-step procedure. This button right here with the eye with the box around it, very useful button. It helps you to choose whether you want to bring objects forward or back, or lock them in place, or set them as your background. So if you have multiple objects on a page, that button right there helps you to kind of organize your page and make certain things stay in certain places or move in front of other places, or you can bring in pictures and set them as your background. There's a lot of different options that you can do with that button. Now if you want to take just really a screenshot of your what you're working with and not your whole project, you can export images, and you do that by pressing this button right here, and you can see there are a variety of places to which you can send that one slide, but it won't send any animation, it'll just send that one slide. Now when you're done with your project, you'll hit here the little play button with the arrow up, and you have several options. You can just send it to your camera on your iPad, you can send it straight to YouTube if you have a YouTube channel, or you can bring that to other apps including Dropbox. So you can actually send it to your computer's Dropbox, which is a nice feature also. When you want to save your project, you'll hit the little file button with the up arrow, and then you can enter the name of your project, and that will save it to that first screen that you saw when we first opened the app. It will save automatically, so you'll have a ton of auto-saved projects if you don't actually save things. As you can see right here, I have a ton of auto-saves. But if you want to save something to a specific name so you can find it later, or multiple people are using your iPad and you just want to make sure you know you can find it, that is something you want to do periodically. Over here, the little home button, that'll take you back to the original page where all your projects are. If you do click that on accident, again, everything is auto-saved, so you're not going to lose things, and you can leave your project to go onto Safari or whatnot, and to find pictures or to research while you're making one of these. So things won't just disappear when you leave this app. I'll show you real quick how to bring in a project from Keynote. Let's say you did a Keynote and you just want to bring it in and then work with it through the Explain Everything app. That's really useful too, to bring in one of those and then walk through your PowerPoint just like you would on the board. But then you can add that into, you can add in video and things like that into your Keynote, which is pretty cool too. So to bring in a Keynote, you'll hit the wrench button up here on your Keynote, and then you'll want to hit Share and Print. That's going to give you some more options here. You're going to want to pick Open in another app, which will then open up this. To open in another app, you choose the format. I like to go PDF because it keeps everything the exact same. Sometimes we pick Keynote. For some reason you lose some things. Your animations won't transfer over, so don't even bother when you're making your Keynote to make a bunch of fancy animations. I think they're working on that in a new update for this app, but for now that doesn't work. So then it'll bring up choose another app. It'll show you your presentation right there to make sure you have the right one. You'll hit choose app, and you can open it right up and explain everything. It won't take very long. It'll load your document. Actually, it's probably less than a minute, so that part of the transfer is very quick. And it opens up everything in the Explain Everything app, and you're free to work with it from there. So it's really a quick process coming from Keynote and Explain Everything. If you need help with Explain Everything, stop by and see me, or you can send me an email at tmaxwell@senecahs.org.